Okay. Jetzt mache ich noch kurz ein Geschäft. Das kaufe ich jetzt.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
Super cool! Now the premium lifestyle is yours, officer.
The sneakers seem to vibrate in your hands with an almost mystical energy.
The junk is yours, officer. Happy listening! Try not to hurt your ears with that Samaritan garbage.
Die sind gar nicht mal so schlecht. So, ich habe was zu verkaufen.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Oh.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky, but a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. I've had to take it, you know, since the People's Pile cleanup.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor left.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle a primitive nuclear reactor. Construction began during, needless to say, things didn't work. An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine.
We were an all-volunteer force.
On the patch, gamma ray.
I lived by the river since I was a small... There wasn't much the volunteer force could do. There's a reason why everyone's so much disappointment. No one's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor. The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then, so I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole.
Okay.
I like the
Ich will was
theory more
verkaufen.
than the story. Out.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Sure. Let me have a look.
Das ist hier
Anything
drin.
else you're thinking of selling?
Boah. 30. Ich kann das einfach wegverkaufen. Den Rest behalte ich mal hier drin.
Another time, perhaps.
Da habe ich zwar insgesamt weniger, aber im Prinzip waren jetzt die Schuhe günstiger. Haben sie jetzt nur 20 gekostet. Halt hier lang. Boah, ich muss jetzt zu jeder Falle, oder? Kann mir was über die Tätowierung sagen. Ja, warte mal. Ist der Tag dann nicht schon vergangen? Hätte ich dann nicht nachgefragt gehabt? Weiß es nicht mehr.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Still no word, I'm afraid,
Okay.
sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted? 57?
In the cabin, you
Ich glaube, das hatte ich schon. Ja, vielleicht gehen wir dann doch noch zur Kirche, wenn ich
The
schon hier
locusts
bin.
aren't doing all too well, but they're still in.
Achso, das war ja nur die eine Fahrt. Stimmt. Ah, Mensch, meine Karre. Bin ich hier noch richtig? Nee, ich glaube nicht. Ob hier lang? Oder? Nee. Bin ich da wieder runtergekommen? Ja. Bin ich hier lang? Oh du meine Güte. Halt. Da. Vielleicht doch da lang.
The reeds dance slowly around. The locusts, dazed from being they're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When can we get to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
Wir checken jetzt die Kirche ab. Jetzt wo wir schon hier sind. Das möchte ich vermeiden. Ich weiß gar nicht mal wo. Ah, ich weiß welche Tür. Okay. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob sich das vermeiden lässt. Die Jacke habe ich ganz vergessen. Was ist hier eigentlich? Die Tür habe ich auch nicht angefasst.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune.
It's military. A service depot of some... The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock. The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards. The surface is smooth, feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine would fit together seamlessly. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also,
No,
that
boy,
sticker
finish.
is, you see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting.
No. Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the age. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams. I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth. That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. Looks like today was a gold star day. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum.
Was könnte ich noch gebrauchen? Das hier. Müsste ich halt die Kleidung nochmal wechseln, um das wieder etwas zu erhöhen.
In the heart of the city,
Nicht rennen. Nicht.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Okay.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass. The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile. She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
The old woman in the village was right. It's a minor landmark, not easy to find.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had room.
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism?
Warte, ich will erst
The
mal das.
shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken... Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the highest category of historic more. An innocence is elected to office. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one. No, we are alone. Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese. Terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess. Sufficiently, she made the most of her position in the ante-DeLorean court. A court, she was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest... Okay. When her innocence was declared, and the Queen, bystanders reported golden filaments. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
Okay.
As did we all. The lands of the in a city called Advesperaskit, she was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Oh yes. She looked like humanity's midwinter snow was beating the cop. One of the men in this secret, something that had walked in our midst. Dolores Day was this inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well. Terrifying is a term too emotional. Although she's often considered to be, she was the most socially secluded and least the Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocent, suggesting those who fight against it are not. She adored chess, yes. But also, little is known of her Marchese husband. It's this subtle terror is part of her...
Lieutenant Jeffreiter, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Nichts.
Okay. It's just that you've been looking at that window for quite long now. And it's cold in here. This church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only a core.
Okay, okay. Das kann
The
ich ja
mother
erst
of
wieder machen,
humanism
wenn
stands
ich
above you, a precious and complex.
Fähigkeitspunkt, ne? Oh, guck mal.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the...
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped. You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glass. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic drive.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Received. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you? I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Marseille.
Saint-Brun. That's the church. And Rue de Saint-Guylaine?
Anything else I can help you with?
The machine's keyboard.
Vielleicht war das ja auch hier. Aber ich kann es nicht rekonstruieren.
The mother
Warte.
of...
Verdammt. Das wäre ein bisschen komisch, wenn ihr da ein Passwort rauslesen könnt.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, it seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow. If not blotted out, you can hardly hear your own breathing. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more. Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of... The lieutenant points to his ears and...
Can you hear anything? The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises. The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows. Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go? You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Ich würde aber...
Hey, her innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember? You have the headless Fallen Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
Okay.
Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die that easily. So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is...
Okay. Ist das Ding jetzt weg? Nee, hä? Ja. Oh ja, oder was?
The mother of humanism stands above you. A precious and complex whack. Why? That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else? I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. The mother of humanism towers above you. A whack.
Okay. Okay, da könnte vielleicht das Passwort sein. Einen Moment. Was ist das? Oh, cool. So, was geht ab da oben?
The shadow is a man. A man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the build. The Krabbenmann. The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in general. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershaw.
I'm here to receive the mother's love. You can too, Holmes. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lick.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Ja.
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Está crudo, güey. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it. Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he swore. 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Never known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it. I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rack.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness. It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it. I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone. That's not really the point, I say. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the...
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name. But those syllables don't mean much to me these days. Your place amongst your fellas. Your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore. That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters. This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go, no. There's a new god in town, and she can't be painted or sculpted because she has no limb or even a face. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the...
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
I heard that before, Way, and I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night? She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love. The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out. No worries, man. I know this shit takes time. I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory. I ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
Marietti is a mesque style of music and dance, commonly seen at all. He lost his cool there for a moment. Seems you hit some nerve.
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me. I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
Der ist auch komplett nackt.
They'd only stop him from climbing. They look pretty dapper, actually.
Oder?
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Police raid a while back.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job.
It looks like he truly doesn't remember. There's a vagueness to his sense of time.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me. Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway. Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company. Other spooker? Oh.
The Aita is Grandma?
No. I just call her Viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear. That's what I said, Holmes. Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests. I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back.
Or search through her radio computer.
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
Ja.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it. I think we're done here, Essay.
Okay.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Ja, warte mal.
The machine's keyboard is the speaker.
Good evening. Votre success. Good. Please repeat. Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, votre accident. Is there anything else I can sleep well?
The machine's keyboard is the printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. The first entry made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author. It arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get there. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while. Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda.
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others up, but at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading. I think these people worked in the radio computer games business, the one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must...
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church.
Is she talking about?
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
Weiß ich nicht.
A girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Moin.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
You won't find any answers from here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
What is it?
Was ist denn hier noch? Mhm. Okay. Speichern.
Yes. What is it? No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper. Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis language. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still. That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
No. Yes. No, you're right. I'm not. I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything. I use the AR-1 as my RAIM prefix processing unit. Mm-hmm. Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna. On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us. That's what on air means.
Like love.
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, but it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular... Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that. I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core.
Could you just... shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something. So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps. No, I don't. Because I needed something good for my investigation and RAIM Civic is widely agreed. Besides, owning a RAIM
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see RAIM prefects in every police department, for example.
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade RAIM Rational series. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as RAIM Civic. So it's kind of a rip-off. But it does. They are connected to my reign prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay?
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Great. You really like those questions, don't you? I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out. I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
Exactly. What does it mean?
Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
I don't know. Are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But how do I figure it out?
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydrotransducers to record the silence.
Hydrotransducers. So that's what those water basins are.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well. Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade.
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. I know. No, I don't. Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work. Great. Thanks. The Swallow, you mean?
Oops.
Great. Thanks. What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Yeah. Like all the time. Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No, this is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. Take a guess, why don't you? Bingo! That...
Wonderful. Now this house of worship is also going to be a drug lab. Always something fascinating happening in tents.
So that's settled. Great. No nightclubs in the church then.
Okay. So langsam wird's strange.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
And? What happened? Oh man! Who is he? What did you think? Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
no matter. Is he gonna be a problem?
Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point.
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
But he's likely up to no good. He's a Krabbenmann, man. A menace to society. I dunno, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah! Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity! Dance! And you can't just evict her?
Look at you, Honour Man!
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Krabbenmann seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think? Oh man, but the drug lab was like an integral part of getting the club going.
For me, it was my favourite part. Chemistry's great. Besides, imagine all the drugs we could do if we had our own drug lab. I mean, Nordic music is great and all, but drugs, they make you feel really good. When did you last feel really, really good? But that's exactly what drugs are for. Exactly. Time to expand your mind.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
Yes, what is it? I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
Hey, what makes the world go round? She stares at the terminal, completely oblivious to her.
Okay. Dann komme ich gerade nicht weiter. Gut, wo ist denn jetzt die Hütte, wo ich bin? Weil ich müsste den mal kurz loswerden. Hinkippen.
It's getting late and it's snowing.
Good night, officer.
So. Noch nicht vorbei. Ja, was ist denn das? Achso, die Falle. Ist das wenigstens mal abgeschlossen?
So, what a solid can of mass-produced piss water. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. Fine.
You've passed up your chance to start drinking alcohol for now, but don't worry. The option to start drinking becomes available again in
Ach so. Das habe ich verkackt. Ich wollte vorher speichern. Na gut. Das hier kann ich öfter gebrauchen. Die Werkzeuge machen nichts in den Stats, oder? Also, das hier ist halt Ausnahme.
The tear machine step. Your bottles clunk into the...
Ja, die Flaschen lohnen sich auch gar nicht. Zumindest nicht mehr. So. Wo ist denn jetzt... Wo hängt der Dude rum?
The door is closed. The lieutenant's door is closed. No response. Still, no response. Is he not worried that you haven't found the murder weapon yet? Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? You hear the sound of a drawer closing, followed by the shuffling of feet.
Is that you, Harry? What time is it?
No, thou art God.
Yes, that's a good idea. Let's do it in the morning. Good night, Harry.
The lieutenant's door.
Na gut. So ein Ding habe ich aber gar nicht. War nicht in der Hütte, oder? könnte ich aber
Can I
theoretisch...
help you? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time and yours? What is this thing? What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess?
Super. Haben wir das geklärt. Schade. Ich dachte... Oh, guck mal. Ah, nee.
An old call box. East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area.
Probier ich mal.
No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do.
Okay, ich brauche dann irgendwas, dass ich die Lerngrenze erhöhe. Keine Ahnung, wie ich da hochkomme. Da soll ich, glaube, die Tür öffnen. Ich war hier gar nicht. Oh. So.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts in this yard. It's getting late and...
Here?
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. The water reflects back a vague image of your face. A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew.
Ah ja. Komm, rasier dich
Like an
mal.
artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly. They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling, you look a little younger, maybe. You almost look like a professional. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face.
Okay. Checkt mal noch die Nacht ab.
The bed is
Den Schlaf.
comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It up.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you. Forever. On Faraday.
No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. The bang. The endless learning experience. On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time. The smoke in her mouth.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. You can never forget this shit.
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
It's too late. You're not made of nothing anymore. You're something now, Harry. I tried to drown you in the black water, but you re-emerged, kicking and screaming, running. And for what?
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth. 'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep! The alarm is ringing, Harry! The disco circus goes on and on! You barely slept 3 hours last night!
Do it for the wind. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
Gut. Oder?
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal reel at hand. A pawn shop would have a tape player.
Okay. Okay. Na dann. Reicht das erstmal für heute.